Here and with a new video. I'm gonna probably call this one "In Defense of Dusk Sword." Dusk Sword is the basic attack you can unlock with Inanna that a lot of people don't pick because the other option, Magic Sword, Dawnlight, is ranged magic damage, and since a lot of her attacks already is magic damage, you would think have a good synergy, and it does. Like, picking Dawnlight isn't a bad option for you. I'm sure a lot of you watching this already have, but there are some aspects of Dusk that I think a lot of people don't realize. First off, I want to clear up some misinformation, incorrect information, or however you want to say it. Some people believe that with Natural Sword Attempt, if you have Dawnlight equipped as your basic attack, it will allow you to do Preempt with range. This is not correct. Preempt is its own attack that's unrelated to the basic attack. And in fact, if you have Dusk equipped, it will still have a range counter. Not sure what the maximum range is, but I definitely confirmed that at least a range of 3. So, I mean, maybe it's possible that it would give you more range, but I very much doubt that. So then why choose Dusk over, or more likely pick both? Well, I'd say the best argument for it is for when it comes to assist attacks. See, Iria faction, which are units that you would consider to use with SP Inanna, thanks to her flag, which works for Iria and sort of convallaria units, doesn't have a lot of legendary mages. Like, there are some, but it's not like Papal State where you can build an entire party of mages and be a pretty good team. So if you're using, and in fact, the 2 units that do can trigger assist attacks from Inanna, SP Safi, and regular Safi if you 3-starred, if you have them both from 3-starred SP Safi, are area factions that use physical attacks. So, like, if you're, like, trying to have a good synergy, you're going to want to use, like, physical defense down, and then have as many physical attack sword users as possible. And, of course, you could, just switch to normal attack in that case, but Sword Dusk, does more damage. It's AoE, so it's more useful in certain situations, and has a knockback. But to put a finer point on why you'd want to consider it over, because it's not like you have to have that physical attack to have a good assist attack build, because sometimes you would want to be able to do magical damage as an assist attack, like in certain fights. But one thing that I feel that pushes it over the edge is Guardian of Sword of Convallaria. Now, some people might not realize it, but this will trigger anytime Inanna does physical damage, including assist attacks. So not only is she getting an extra 20% attack on top of her 110% skill modifier, but she's able to convert buffs into debuffs and increase knockback. And of course, you won't always be able to take advantage of knockback, but having the option of knocking around objects, knocking people off cliffs, and enemies into each other, is a nice bonus in terms of damage and tactical availability. Another thing to consider is, like, in the beginning, you'll want to probably use your basic attacks because Inanna is very energy hungry. Like Convallaria's swordplay, Blooming Horizon, it's 100 damage and area effect, and it's only 2 energy. So normally, with a little bit of help, using this every turn would be easily doable. The problem is, of course, is that you also want to use her free will. But the free will costs 2 energy, so, in the beginning, having a 2-range auto attack, basic attack, you might use a lot. But once you get 3 stars and you no longer have that energy requirement, the chances of you being able to use swordplay, every turn when you're not using when you're not using the ultimate or one of her other skills is entirely possible, especially when she gets to rank star 5 and is getting 2 energies whenever she gives herself an extra turn. So it's not something that you're likely to use basic attacks too often, unless you're considering using assist attacks, which I believe I've done well enough to explain, the advantages. So, either option is no good choice. You might want to get both anyways for the extra stats, since Inanna's going to find herself on most teams, but that's my defense of taking Dusk over Dawnlight. Thank you. Have a good day.